welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Star, otherwise I'm known as Lady Dead Rabbit. I am a cosplayer and also a gamer, and here on this channel I like to focus on cosplaying and gaming, obviously. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I transform myself into Black Canary from DC Comics. Over here will be the reference image that I use for the makeup and a majority of the costuming and wig and whatever else. If you want to see how I put this costume together, then wait towards the end of the video, as well as be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you would like to continue to see more content like this, and also let me know the specifics of what you liked and maybe didn't like about this video down below. Without further ado, I'm just gonna hop right into the makeup. So the first thing I'm going to be doing in my process of turning myself into Dinah Lance is I'm going to, of course, be putting in my contacts. Because classically, Dinah has blue eyes. I do not have blue eyes. In fact, the contacts that I'll be wearing aren't technically blue, they're gray contacts. I got them from UniqueSo. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I would link them down below, but I think that they recently stopped selling these contacts, or at least whenever I looked them up last, they didn't have these contacts available, but they are gray contacts. So if you want to browse blue or gray contacts on their website, you are more than welcome to go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these contacts on. Sorry about that, I completely forgot to pull up the makeup reference image on my laptop. Can you tell that I'm super underprepared for this makeup tutorial and that I'm rushing it? Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be going over my face with some, this is some facial primer. I like to do this anytime I do cosplay makeup, as I just think it's easier to blend out the makeup and it makes it look less cakey. I don't like cakey looking foundation, but I only use just a little drop of this, and I'm just using a regular beauty blender brush. This one is by IL Mackage. Probably totally mispronouncing that, but whatever. I like to use brushes versus using beauty blender pad things, because I just think that this just gets in the pores better, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, now that I have established some primer onto my face, I'm now going to be going over with a Flawless Satin Foundation. This is by e.l.f. I'm using e.l.f. because it's affordable. We don't judge here. But yeah, so I'm just going to be doing that and evenly spreading it across my face. I don't know how else to describe it to you guys. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to be going over the parts of my face that will actually be contoured. I'm just using this little sort of brown contour stick. For contouring my face, I am just going to be making a little shadow right here under my brow, above my eye, and then of course rounding out my nose. And that's all you really need for this character in order to kind of make your face mimic that sort of cartoon art style. And for this, I will be blending it out with this beauty blender, and then also this. I'll be kind of going back and forth with those to blend it out. But you don't want to blend it out completely, because you do want to sort of give yourself that 2D kind of cartoon look. Alright, and that's all there really is to contouring your face. If you want to go over it with a powder contour under your nose and eyes, just to make yourself look a little bit more animated, you're more than welcome to. To me, I think that this is fine, as I'm not specifically going based just off of this cartoon. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a mix of the way that she's drawn in some of the comics. but that's honestly up to you. It's totally your artistic decision. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over to the highlight points, and for that I'm not using a highlighter because a highlighter is too shiny and I do not want to look too shiny. I want to look 2D, and to avoid that, don't use shiny highlighter. I know, I'm not wording anything properly, I'm sorry. But basically what I'm doing to highlight my face is I'm just using this little stick foundation. I'm going to be going over my lids of my eyes and then also right under my brow here, as well as just the tip of my nose. And I will be blending that out very carefully with this. I will say for the lids of the eyes, you don't want to blend it out too much. You want to actually let your eyes look very pale. Alright, and the next thing I will be doing is I will be going over the tops of my cheeks with a little bit of a light blush. This is by Gigi Gorgeous. Yeah, it's a blush. You don't have to do this because technically she doesn't really have flushed features, but I thought that this would be just a nice touch. Just sort of basing it a little bit off of the reference that I'm using, which I am aware is an AI image, but I like it. I thought it was a good reference for the character's face. And I'll just be using a beauty blender. So just the tops of my cheeks right here. All right, so now that that's done, brings a little bit more of a dimension to my face so it's not completely flat. I am now going to be doing my eyebrows for Dinah Lance. So her eyebrows are pretty simple. They're not too thick, but they're not too thin, and they're just dark. I like to call them Marilyn Monroe eyebrows just because of the slight arch that they have. But for the most part, I'm actually following the natural length and the natural shape that my own eyebrows have. And I'm just going to be using Wet n Wild's little black face paint for that. If you want to look more natural, obviously you should use like a brown pencil eyebrow liner thing. But I'm not trying to look too normal. This is a cosplay, I am trying to look like the character, so I'm not altering too much of the way the character's makeup is done. All right, so now that I've done that, it's not quite perfect, but I say this is good enough. The next thing I'm gonna be doing is the fun part, which is of course the eye makeup. So I'm not exactly doing a cat eye for Dinah's eye makeup. I'm just using sort of a black eyeliner pencil, and I'm just going to be making just the start of a little wing with my eyes. And then I will be filling out the wing with a liquid liner. This is by Wet n Wild. It's my favorite. And then I'll be going over that with a magnetic eyeliner because I plan on wearing false lashes. I'm not going to put my false lashes on until the end of the makeup because I do want it to have time to dry. If you put it on while it's still wet, your eyelashes are just going to fall off or they're not going to be glued down properly, and in general, it's not a fun time, so we're gonna let it dry. All right, so now that I have put on both eyeliner, I know it's wonky, it's messy, it's okay. Whenever I put on my false lashes, guys, it's all right. It's gonna fix this whole mess that I have going on here, all right? It'll cover it up. While I wait for it to dry, I'm going to go ahead and put on my lipstick. Ignore the fact that my lips are really crusty. For Dinah's lipstick, I'm using just this dark sort of red. I would say either using kind of a darker red or using sort of a brown lipstick would probably be your best bet to looking like this character. I find that that's the lipstick shade that this character is usually drawn to have, so that's my recommendation. All right, now that I have done the lipstick for Dinah, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop on my I almost said eyelids, good Lord. I'm gonna pop on my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna throw on the rest of my costume. And I'll meet back up with you guys in just a moment so that I can talk about my costume and how I put it together. So alright, and so that is how I transform myself into Black Canary, aka Dinah Lance from DC Comics. It's a really fun character, but also a cosplay that I very spontaneously decided to do. So yeah, I'm glad actually that I decided to cosplay this character. I didn't realize I look so good. Enjoyed my content and would like to see me continue to make content like this, please consider becoming a member of my Patreon. One of the biggest benefits of becoming a member means that you get to see videos like this an entire week before they come out publicly here on YouTube. You also get exclusive cosplay content. Because this is a brand new cosplay that I have never done before, pretty much all of the content that I make is going to be exclusive to my Patreon members only. So any photos or videos that I make are pretty much all just going to go to them for them to see. You also get to have hand-signed cosplay prints at the end of every month that I ship out. So if that's something that you're also interested in, then yeah, become a member. I'll have it linked down below. And of course, if you just want to see more of my fun, silly cosplay content, then please consider following me on my social medias. I am primarily active on Instagram and TikTok, which you can also find linked down below in my link tree. Without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and head out of here, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'd love to see you guys in the next one.
The person that offers me charity or pity will be mentioned by name in my suicide note.
Oh.